we're looking at families from a funds of knowledge perspective rather than a deficit knowledge, because every family is doing literacy and numeracy at home every day of their lives, but it may not be the same literacy as happens in school. So we're telling one story about family learning in Clare today. We have lots of other stories, but this is the story about a group of Roma parents who have settled in Ennis, and we got involved in an EU project with funding from Comenius through Lurgus.
So we had a request from Turkey to support them in a 2-year Comenius Regio project, working with Roma families about valuing education. Now it turned out, I won't go into details, but it turned out that the Roma in Turkey are very different from the Roma that we work with, but it was still a very positive learning experience for both countries.
A tutor and then the community link person that we had from our side in the project visited homes with the homeschool teacher. So we were piggybacking or working in a dovetail fashion with the homeschool service, visiting the homes, getting responses from the parents, and we developed classes from their requests. We ran the classes, engaged the parents using a community link person, using bilingual posters and flyers, promotion to other agencies such as the Youth Centre, and we provided a variety of classes such as cooking for the family, learning in the classroom English language, and the parents' attendance.
Yes, so we started off with those classes, and what we found was that, surprise, surprise, quite low numbers attending. Started off quite well, and then the numbers dropped. There was a fall off in numbers. But then I think a key moment happened in the project when we brought on board a community link person. He was part of the community. So we brought him on board to communicate with the families. He identified what the group really wanted. And one of the things that came through his work in the community was how important it is for the families to be together and to be able to celebrate their own culture and traditions together. So one of the most popular classes was for the women, the mums, fitness and nutrition. Now, this was the big success of the project, I think, at the Saturday mornings family music. And it gave the families, we'd get how many families coming? Maybe about 25, 30 families. That includes all, plus all the children. It was very intergenerational. So you'd have whole families with grandparents, parents, children, grandchildren, aunts, uncles, friends, coming together on a Saturday morning for 3 hours. We paid for a tutor out of the Comenius funding to teach music. We found that progression was really on 3 levels at least. There was the personal progression and increasing confidence, improved communication skills, changes to their attitude in learning and living in Ireland, valuing their role as a parent, and the great value put on the home language and culture. Okay.
So building up trust is important, and we felt the EU funding helped us to make that bridge between no engagement and getting people in the buildings, into the school, into the adult education centre. Slow engagement until the community link person was on board. Sometimes parents say what they think you want to say. It's a long process to really hear what people want. Working in partnership benefited everybody. Having that understanding with the Roma, building on the home culture, building up trust. But I think possibly you may be saying to yourselves, we want them to learn English. But I would say we have to build up their trust first, value what they're doing at home, their own language, and then they will come in.